Hi everybody, John with you. Welcome back to my channel, and it is that time of the month for me to do a candle and wax empties video. These are the candles that I have burnt. Well, normally it would be for the preceding month, in this case the month of November, but it's actually a little bit more than that for me because I was gone for most of the month of October. I wasn't here. So I was only here about a week and a half or so in October, and so what I've done is included my empties from October and November, so maybe a little bit longer than usual, and discuss the candles that I burnt. Now, interestingly, in this empties, there will be no Bath and Body Works candles, which is very unusual for me because I usually burn quite a few of those. But my store at our mall here at Ala Moana was in a temporary location while they were remodeling, and for whatever reason, they were not getting any of the fall candles in, or many of the fall candles in, during that time period, and so I just never got a chance to get any of them. So these are all, fall candles from October and November. Interesting things, but none of them Bath and Body Works. So I don't have any. I got some going now. That December has started and they're back open, and I'm happy about that. But there's no BBW in this video. So I picked up many things, went through quite a bit. Let's talk about them a little bit, and I'm going to preface it overall by saying somewhat of a disappointing time period. I was excited about the candles I had picked out and thought they would be really wonderful, and it is a pretty mediocre month there, I have to say, as far as the candles go. But let's get started. I did get through a box of tea candles from Chesapeake Bay and Harvest Bakery, wood smoked bourbon, white pumpkin, and saffron pumpkin. These were $4.99. They smell amazing, but of course when I was burning them I didn't necessarily really smell them, but just to use for the light and augment. I did go through a couple of votives from Yankee Candle in the scent Autumn in the Park, which is just kind of a appley, leafy sort of scent. These were 75% off the sale price, so they were like a quarter or something a piece. They smelled nice on cold. Interestingly, though, when I melted these, because I usually get the best results from these kind of votives when I melt them rather than burn them, they were very light. I mean, maybe like a 4. I could sort of smell it, but not really very much, which is somewhat disappointing because the votives, when I melt them, usually I do get, a good night or two of good scent out of it, but not in this case. As far as melts go, the only other thing I did this month were these also that I got on sale at Bed Bath & Beyond from Ambiessence. They were originally $2.99, on sale for $89, and then reduced 75% off. So they were literally like a quarter for these clamshell things, with 6 cubes in each. These two that I went through were Pumpkin Pickin', and I also went through part of an autumn, I think it's called Autumn Harvest or Autumn Gathering or something. I just went through 1 or 2 of those, so I have more of that left. But and I have some more of this pumpkin picking left also. I'll probably just wait until next time or sometime throughout the year when I feel like it. But I have to say, pumpkin picking, these were amazing. These saved the entire month for me. These were fantastic. They were so strong. I mean, I just used like 1 cube and it would fill the entire apartment for a couple of evenings. And it's such a nice, rich pumpkin scent. So good. Sweet pumpkin, little cinnamon and sweet pumpkin. It's just an amazing scent. And I'm gonna go right out here on a limb right now and tell you without a doubt, these are the candles of the month. I mean, they're melts, but these are best of the month right here. Absolutely. Ambiessence, pumpkin pickin', nothing even remotely compared to how great these were. So at $2.99 they would be a value, but they were only like 25 cents. I burned a couple of smaller ones. I usually burn some of these small ones in, I have a lantern in my foyer that I burn a smaller candle in often. I got Charles Field's Pumpkin Brulee in this little candle here, kind of a nice plaid going on. This was, what, $2.99? This is from Bloom and Prosper. And it was decent. It was not super strong, but I'd say it was maybe a 5. I could smell it. And just a pumpkin with that sort of caramelized top on it. Rich smell, not super strong. It was nice. Didn't have any problems burning it. And you'll see most of these have wax in them. It's because I also melt them at the very end. I'll put them on my electric warmer to use up the last of the wax, and I might throw some other wax in there if I have it too. So then I did a pumpkin and apple, the same size. This also from Bloom and Prosper, a different line though. This one was quite nice, quite strong, probably like a 7, maybe even an 8 considering how small it was, but I could smell it beyond the foyer, you know, I could smell it in other areas of the house. And it's a very fresh apple with a very rich pumpkin together, and you definitely get both, and it's not like a spiced pumpkin really, it's just like a fresh pumpkin and fresh apple scent. And no problems on the performance, and I don't think the wax was originally this color because I did throw some other stuff in this when I was melting the last of it on the melter. And then I just tried, I happened to be in Target. Is it Target? Yeah, Target. And they had these just little candles that were like $3. The one I picked out was Poison Pumpkin, and I thought, well, I'll burn it in the lantern and see how it does. And you know what? It actually was okay. I'd say it was maybe like a 4, maybe a 5. I could smell it kind of in the area. And it's just a, you know, a spiced pumpkin kind of scent. Cute little jar. They had a bunch of different kinds, but I don't know, I just got the one because I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good. But if I saw them again, I would get a couple for here and there, you know. It's cute. Alright, let's get into the large candles now that we're 7 minutes into the video. This might be a little long. Okay, got some fair amount of Yankees here. I did a Yankee candle pumpkin time. This was a swirled, one of the swirl ones that combined apple pumpkin, which is such a great scent, and pumpkin wreath. This one was, I'm going to say sort of light also, like maybe a 4. I could smell it when I was kind of hovering around it, but it didn't really permeate much of the room that much. Cute candle, but, you know, wasn't that strong. What was surprisingly stronger for me than what I was expecting was this Treasure. I don't know if I should get rid of this jar, because apparently this candle's like a, they don't make this anymore, and people want it. Candy corn, which I got some time ago at a sale. But, and it smells just like candy corn, just that sort of candy scent, sugary candy scent. And I thought it wasn't going to be very strong, but actually it was pretty strong. I'd say it was about like a 7. I could smell it throughout the room, wherever it was burning. And it was very nice. I mean, because it's not overpoweringly sweet. I mean, sometimes you think something might be too sweet, but I found candy corn definitely sweet, but it was light enough somehow that it was kind of pleasant. I liked it, and it did sort of take me back because it did really smell like candy corn, which I do not eat anymore, but yeah, it definitely had that scent. Finally, I'd been hanging on to this one for over a year. I got it at Ross a long time ago and was waiting eagerly to burn this one because it smelled so amazing. And it's Autumn Leaves and Juniper Berries. It's a large jar here. The other two were mediums. But I'll say this was a major disappointment. Couldn't smell it at all really while it was burning unless I was standing right over it, and even then it was pretty faint, so I'd have to give it a 1 or a 2 as far as the scent throw. Very, very light. It is a nice, very fresh, leafy, with that a bit of pine-ish sort of, with a juniper. I can't distinguish all those scents very well sometimes once you get into the cedars and pines and evergreens and whatever, but it just has a little bit of that piney sort of scent with the leaf. Very nice, but really couldn't smell it. Wouldn't get it again. Would not. I have several of these Wix Apothecary candles. This one I burnt Essence of Fear, which is smoked ash wood, amber, spiced patchouli with creamy vanilla spice, antique. And I love the packaging on this completely. This candle was pretty decent. I didn't have any performance issues. The scent is it is a very like ashy, well, it's patchouli for sure. Patchouli with a vanilla, a little bit of a woodsy note to it. And I didn't have any performance issues, and the throw was decent, maybe like a 6. You know, it wasn't as strong as I would personally like. I like something when it's like I would call a 7. 7, 8, like I want to really smell it. So this was in the atmosphere, it was there, it was kind of in the background though. So I personally would have liked it to be stronger, but it was okay. I was okay with it. Here's another big disappointment, I'm going to say, and I'm so sad because, oh my god, I bought it this year and I got it just because it smelled so amazing when I smelled it in TJ Maxx. I was like, oh my gosh, or Target, where was I? TJ Maxx? Yeah. This is amazing smelling. Like, I have to get it. I didn't need to buy any more, but I was like, I'm going to get this one. And it's a Village Candle Indian Summer. Beautiful label there. This is a large jar. And such a nice scent. Oh my gosh. I mean, the scent was so beautiful. Just this sort of pumpkin-y with your spices, with your fresh sort of leafiness to it also. Oh, and they do have leaves on the picture there. It's all in there. A bit of nuttiness. It's a great Indian summer, you know, kind of scent. And darn, it was so light. No problems with the performance. You can see how clear it was. But just did not throw. I mean, like a 3, maybe a 4, just barely. And you can tell that by this time, this month is kind of frustrating because like almost nothing, I'm looking forward to all these scents and almost nothing is really throwing that much. Here's one, Everlasting Adventure Bloom and Prosper, which is cinnamon pumpkin. This one I burnt mostly in the lantern in the foyer. Had a very nice cinnamon fresh, again, cinnamon spice and pumpkin scent to it. And I don't know if it's a mislabel or whatever, but there's apple in this to me. Definitely quite a bit of apple, although it's not listed. However, it was a nice light in the foyer. It looked nice, but couldn't smell it 1 iota. Absolutely zero. 0 scent throw on this one. 0. Okay. From Colonial Candle, I'd been hanging on to this for a while too. This is the large jar of ginger snap. Again, one that smelled so great, just like the old ginger snap cookies, and beautiful burn. I mean, you can see how it's quite clean, really nice burn. And it really hardly threw at all. No problem. Well, I did. I should say I did foil it. I did have performance issues. I had to foil it about half the time that I was burning it, or it wouldn't pool out. Then once it got maybe about halfway, it seemed to pool out okay. But it just never threw very well. Again, like a 3, maybe a 4. I got about this far through it, got just annoyed, so annoyed with it, that I stopped burning it and just chopped it up and put it in my different burners around the apartment, and then I could smell it good for like an hour. I mean, like the first hour it melted, it would be like, oh wow, hey, I can finally smell it, and then boom. Nothing. So, again, another disappointment this month. Although I have to say, this was only $6.99. That was quite a deal. And another disappointment, and again, I'm so sad because I was so looking forward to this one. I had a small candle in this the previous month, pumpkin and pine. I tried one of these little tiny things in pumpkin and pine, and it threw like a champion. It was amazing. I burnt it mostly in the foyer. It was a great pine and pumpkin together. I loved it so much. It's almost like Christmas and Halloween together. It was fantastic. So when I found this, I grabbed the big jar, and this thing performed well. No performance issues, except didn't Didn't throw at all. 3, 2, barely smell it anywhere. Standing over it, barely smell it. I smell it more now than I did when it was burning. Sad because it's a wonderful scent, and I'm just not going to buy it again, but I will buy it in those little ones if I see it, because those threw. Then finally this month, this also as far as scent throw, total disappointment. It's supposed to be a pumpkin peppercorn scent, which you could smell very lightly when you sniffed it, but not at all, not one bit while it was burning. But I'm going to say it's my second favorite candle of the month because it's so cool. Laveau Mysterious Curiosities Vampire Bat. It is pumpkin peppercorn in orange. You can see a bit of the wax there. It's orange wax. This was so cool, and I just love the way it looks. It had kind of a cool little top on it, and just all the past 2 months burning this down gradually, I just really enjoyed it. Love the look of it. In fact, I'll probably get this wax out of here and clean it up and keep it because I just love it so much, and I'll maybe put like a little candle or tea lights or something in it, or string some lights in it. I don't know what, but I love this. This is everything. So, you know, $7.99. I was happy to pay $7.99 just to get this thing. But yeah, it didn't throw at all. So that was sort of my almost scentless October and November. Beautiful candles, and they didn't smell very much. Unfortunately, only 1 or 2. Interestingly, candy corn, which I wouldn't have expected, was one of the better throwers. So that's it. But, you know, we're into December. I already have my December candles going, and I have some Bath & Body Works ones because our store has reopened. And they actually smell. It's like I'm burning candles and I can smell them. It's amazing. I love it. Anyway, got some good stuff picked up for December. You can see I already posted my video what I'm planning on burning this month, so you can check that out. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have these candles or what your experience was with them, or how your selections have been going. Take care, and we'll talk to you on the next video. And have a happy holiday season, everybody. Merry Christmas.